Data can be imported into the company profile, the people profile, and the group owners form from MS Excel, Lotus 123, Symphony, and RapidFile. External data cannot be imported from a spreadsheet into the owner's register because ownership transactions are linked together in the database, while that's not typical of transactions entered in a spreadsheet. Before importing external data, be sure to back up your current data. Then, should anything unforeseen happen while importing external data, you can quickly recover your backed up data. It only takes a few seconds to back up data, and it's valuable insurance against data loss. Because the process is similar for importing data into all three types of forms, I'll only demonstrate importing data into the people profile. Before beginning the import process, there are a couple of issues that could potentially cause errors that need to be resolved first. If there are different types of data in the same column of the worksheet that's to be imported, they need to be separated into different columns. And second, if some of the columns of the worksheet are formatted as percentages or dates or times or anything other than general characters, they need to be changed to general character formatting. We cannot import dates or any other formatted columns. You should back up the external file that you're importing, then reformat the data in each of the columns so they contain general character formatting. You might also want to delete columns that you know won't be imported into the application. You should also reduce the number of rows so that only about 100 rows are imported at a time. To import data from an external application into the company profile, the people profile, or the group owners form, select File from the main menu while the form that you are importing is open and visible on the screen. Then select Import From and Another Application. The Import Process page appears. It describes the process and lists the types of data that can be imported for each record. Press the Next button and select the type of data you want to import. I'll select MS Excel 2, 3, or 4. A warning appears indicating that if there are multiple worksheets, only the first worksheet will be imported. So if you have multiple worksheets, you need to move the worksheet that's to be imported to the first position of the external application. That can be done by dragging the tab for the worksheet that's to be imported to the first position of the worksheet tabs in the external application. When ready, click the Next button and a nearly blank page appears. Press the Locate button and a standard Find File dialog box appears. Locate the file that you want to import. Click on it and it imports the data into memory. It's not imported into the database yet. Once you have the data in memory, press the Next button and you're given the opportunity to remove any rows that you don't want included by checking them and pressing the Remove button. When the unwanted rows are removed, press the Next button. You're warned that your changes will become permanent beyond this point, and you won't be able to come back to make further changes. If you're ready, press the Yes button to continue. You can now indicate which columns in the worksheet correspond with the fields in the database. You did this by selecting a column and clicking on a name for the column. Notice that when you select a column and click on the name of the column appears at the top of the column. Click the VCR-style buttons to move through the columns. If some columns can't be assigned to one of the named fields, just leave it with the Not Applicable designation and it won't be imported. If data needs to be included that could not be imported, you can add that data manually after the data import is finished. Not all of the data fields need to be filled other than the obvious, like the name of a company or person, so you can identify the data record once it's been imported. The state, province, international label should include a state or province postal code, such as NV for Nevada. Any other type of data will be assumed to be an international address and will be imported as is into the database. You can make changes as needed once the data has been imported. Move through the data and include a title for each column. Go through the data a second time to ensure that it's all accurate. When finished, press Next. The last page of the process appears. All that's needed now is to press the Finish button and the data is appended to any data that's already in the database. It does not overwrite any data that's currently in the database. That concludes the tutorial for importing external data.